Yes, hello everyone. It was really inspiring to be part of this conversation. And actually, yes, living in Doha for 8 years, it's pretty challenging for being artist or being curator. And I will be explaining you why a little bit later. But now I would like to share my presentation and start from the beginning, because for me, art scene, it's something which comes from the background, and it's link us from the perspective of now to future and for the past also. And I will share the presentation. It will be easier to show. I hope it's visible. Yeah. Okay. I think it's not all, yeah? It's not open enough. Is it, yeah, is it visible, yeah? Control, oh, thank you very much. Oi. I think better like this. Yes, it's working. Thank you very much, Bettina. Yeah. So about myself, I'm the yeah. So you can see the pictures. Okay. Now it's visible. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue from the beginning. Yeah, this is me, and I'm a curator, art agent, and Sotheby's auction house, also agent and consultant. And for now, I recognize myself as an NFT art researcher, because now all the medias come for the technologies, and I'm trying to be in the first line to discover the new technologies of it. And from my childhood, I start my way, the artistic way, from the age of 8 years, and I come from the very special family. So my grandfather, my grandmother, they've been lawyers, and they had a very high position, and they teach me that to be the unique, it's much difficult, and the much responsibility that the being like all the majority of people. That's why you have to be strong, you have to have own vision, and you have to able to express yourself easily and to discover what you really want. That's why in front of me, in front of my eyes, in front of my face, I saw the very strong people. And it was a majority. They were military, they were athletes, they were musicians, they were artists. And one of my amazing art teacher, I was lucky to have this person. It was a Ukrainian artist, very famous. He was the one who was studied in and teaching in Ukrainian Kyiv Art Academy, Mikhail Resnyansky. And the second one, it was in my graduation arts, Odessa Art University. It was a little bit later, Alikberov, Vitaly Mursalovich. And actually this path from the art scene, from the art perspective, bring me to understand what art's for me. So I know the background, what I would like to say. And in front of my eyes, I saw the crimes, what happened in front of with an artist, how the art was stolen, how the ideas was taken, and what happened between in this field, directly. And in 2000, oh my God, it was so far. In 1995, I studied in fine art college in Odessa, and 5 years I spent with an amazing team where I met actually my husband, Nadiia Chernovil, and changed my family name to his name. So we're both together, Andrei and Nadiia Chernovil. Actually, we're most recognized here in Qatar, because when you mention Chernovil, you have to ask who, Andrei, artist, or Nadiia. It's a curator and manager of Andrei, strategic manager. And when we studied, I found a lot of talents who was more talented than me. They were more active than me as an artist, but for me, I was linked to myself that it's very important to find artists to support them to find the right place in the art scene, to find the collector, to find the person who is interested in directly what they want. And I started to make the space around myself to do some projects. So we start from the interior, because you know, when you're studying, when you're student, you have to live somehow and you have to earn money. And when we're talking about art, it's always about business, it's always about money. Yes, of course, when artists, we're talking about the idea of the creativity, but everybody needs to eat. And to help artists to find the food, we need to find someone who will buy this food. And I start to find the creative people who would like to help the artist, to help to take their art, to invest money to their ideas, to crazy ideas, because we were young, we were super talented, let's say. People were really crazy in the beginning of 2000s. And when we finished in 2000 in Millennium, I already had one child, and we opened with my husband design studio, where we worked with projects of art. So we did the fresco, we did the murals, we did the creative installations, and it was internationally. As I told, my family has a great connection with the field of politics, and it was a boom of economy in Ukraine at that time. And we did a lot of projects. And my grandfather, he was very strong told me that, Nadiia, you have to have a best education, not like artist. Artist, it's not serious. You have to be someone like a lawyer. And I applied for the law academy, and 5 years I spent to understand how I can mix law law and art and creativity, and it gives me a lot, actually. And during these 5 years in law academy, I still get my experience in my design company. We traveled a lot. I already had 2 children when I graduated by law, but when I finished, I gave this diploma to my grandfather, and I told that that's it, with the law, European law, is everything done. So I'm a more creative person, and I'm looking for express myself and to find the talents and to make my history, my own history, to create something in this life. And after 2005, I think there is a beginning of my really story of curations, because we earn a lot of money, we support a lot of artists, we support a lot of architects and designs. We did a lot of international fairs, international connectors. We completed the projects with the hotels and interiors with villas. We had connection between international Italian, Chinese, American, United States, and different companies. And I recognize that I'm living in the same place, but all over the world. And we start to travel a lot. We traveled in China and Nepal. We traveled in India, but I don't want to tell that we are traveled. We lived in India because my parents lived also there. My father, he was a coach of the national team for shooting, and he's a legendary person in this kind of sport. And actually he worked in Qatar for 4 years. That's why little bit later on I will show you the slide about my project of targets and when I'm coming from the targets idea. And that time we've been in India, and I really interested in with my husband to the lifestyle and philosophy and the history of Indian spiritual country, and we brought a lot of interesting experience and insights from there. And I'm trying to connect myself not only with the world, with the place where I am now. I'm trying to connect people between each other through the time and unity. So we're the one from the diversity of us. We are the one, and we come with this kind of idea as a bees. You know, we are coming, we're flying on the fields, and we are bringing the best ideas. We are taking the best from the flowers, and we're creating the honey, and this honey is affecting for all and trying the all. So as please, yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, so the guide and orchestra conductor here. I'm trying to, the first, when we came here in 2014, 8 years before, we came to Katara as Mahmoud, yeah, correct, Mahmoud is mentioned. So Katara was the first platform who let us use the space. We call it like aquarium. This is a transparent studio where you're 24 hours in front of the public, and you try to show what are you doing in front of the public. And 24 hours we've been there. So we did our job, and we're working in Qatar to prepare this studio, the exhibition. The exhibition was about the targets, as I told you. And what we did call for artists, and call for artists, it was for 3 months, and all the artists which was available in Qatar sending for us the targets with idea of the peace, like a message for peace for them. And the thing is, what we also discussed with Mahmoud mentioned, the curatorial aspect. Katara didn't have any opportunity to mention me as a curator. So what I did all of the things which you can see in a screen. So I was collecting, I was manage, I was critic, I was describing, I did everything was for this collection, and I couldn't be able mention as a creator because it wasn't being in their options. So artists, yes, the studio is for artists, but for curator, sorry, we couldn't mention you there. The second project, it was a sustainable art project. I mean, we did a lot, and I did for the Ukrainian embassies a few times. We invited artists from Ukraine. We sent the artworks from Ukraine, and what we did, we brought the artworks, we exhibited, and we couldn't able to sell it, and also we couldn't able to mention me again as a curator, because it's not available to mention the curator again. And the thing is, with the other artist which I did exhibition for, the Spanish artist Gabriel Diaz Romero. He's a professional Spanish artist who graduated in Germany, and he was 48 years old. We started with him to make like a discussion, because his exhibition and his ideas was very creative, and the exhibition was called The Road, the concept is about Road 2030, sorry, and it's about sustainability. And what we did, we tried to find out the place for discussion. And again, to come back to the institution, we ask for the lots of institution about the places support us for make this kind of connection between international art scene and to local art scene and to local artists and creators. And all of them, we have to be paid for the opportunity to make this connection. So of course, for me and for artists, it was a little bit difficult to find the grant from somewhere or to pay by ourselves for this kind of things. And the other project which we did, it was also very interesting project, sustainable art, future vision idea, which we did with the Qatar Foundation and the Green Building Council. And I was organized it for also with the open call from Chernovil Art Gallery as an institution, of course. And we invited 17 international artists. Also, it wasn't granted, it was just our initiatives, me and a few artists who supported me with the idea of curated the sustainable ideas. And the Gate Mall, where we had the time our gallery in the ground floor, they supported us from the beginning for the space, but the last minute the space was cancelled because about some other option. And the thing which I want to mention, I found the win-win collaboration for the curator, with the other curator in the other mall here in Qatar, and they was supported us to do everything what we need, because also for the last minute we couldn't find any opportunity to make this exhibition happen. But 17 artists from all over the world, from Japan, from Canada, from Ukraine, from United States, from Europe, they already sent it to us our artworks. So there is always risky to be in curator and to have no support from the governmental organization, because now Mahmoud, he is under the let's say government organization. Anas, he's yeah, but you told yes, but I'm talking about the fire station residency, and you've been under their support of them. That's why. So everything what you did, you already supported, you already confirmed, and it's already, I mean, it's supported. But for the perspective of independent, as me, independent creator, you have understand the risky of everything from the stage, each stage of your project, from the beginning when you start your project until the end. So in the last time something can be happened, and you have to have a plan B to finish everything. Okay, I will come back to my presentation because I'm talking a lot and we don't have a lot of time. And about the targetism, the project of the idea, there is because this is mostly about the. I need to explain what I have to mention. Yeah. So yeah, so I think this is illustration the best showing us where we are now and what is it now. So the art marking, it has ecosystem. This is universal ecosystem, and we're not exception here in Qatar. So we start from the education, and I'm the person who is, and we all are the persons who has an education, and we understand the value of artists, and value of artists starts from the beginning. Education, art studios, who invited artists after they graduated in the education, what the future is they can able to have, how they can serve with the different kind of circumstances after the education. They will continue the art or they will stop because about something. So the art studios, protection of the artist rights, what I'm doing to protect the ideas, to protect their rights, and to protect their in the curatorial also perspective in their solo and collective exhibitions. Art galleries, which is a specific topic which I would like also to mention, because I'm the one who is not Arab artist, not Arab curator. I'm the one who is international more than local, let's say, yeah. And I'm representative the artist who is also not Arab, and we don't have a lot of options where we can make the solo or exhibition, let's say group exhibition. And in the world, of course, we know that we have the beginners artists, we have the middle career artists, and we have the professional artists, which is in the top. And here, unfortunately, we witness that we have to mix all the artists together. We don't have this kind of layers, let's say, yeah, between artists. So everybody is in the one, because in the one plate, let's say, in the one table, because only Katara, as I know, can represent the international artist. And now, because I'm telling about the perspective of 8 years, now there is a M gallery, they start. Okay. This is a new place, but it's only 1 year for M gallery, M12 gallery. And before we didn't have anything. So, okay, let's continue with the code of conduct. Everybody who come here, they have to have a rules. They have to know the rules. And these rules have to link all your experience before with the local and international art scene. You have to, let's say, to be the mirror, to be the reflection of what happened there, to reflect it here. Because what I've witnessed, and there is a good thing, Arab world have their own smell, that they have their own vision, have their own soul. In art, it's also existing. And when you come from all the world here, you have to understand this is a different planet. The rules which we're using in the United States, in the other countries, it doesn't work. It's not working here. It's something else. And the ideas which you're going to bring here, it sometimes is not working here. So it have to be adapted specially for this market. And it's if we continue with the question, the difficulties with the collectors and with an artist, how to work with them together, and we have to link the knowledge for their interest. There is a main thing, and there is a code of conduct, I would like to say. And where we are now in this kind of way. So we have a galleries, but we don't have the biennale, we don't have the fairs, which is exactly for art. We have some call for artists, we have some drop of the exhibition in fairs, in the book art fair, in the jewelry exhibition, in the design show, the stands for some artists. But also it's created, but it's not purposely curated, as we can describe like this. And mentoring, there is one thing which I'm doing here a lot, and what I'm doing here, this is a circle of people which I've met here during 8 years. I educated as an curator, as an consultant, as an artist from my from my past as an art strategic consultant. I give the advices and I give the support for all people which coming to me with for the advice or for some other purposes. So I give this kind of, let's say, community to satisfy their needs. And I don't want to say that it's just for the top and just the royal family. No. If somebody comes to me, it doesn't matter child or teenager or royal family member or the collector with a huge history with the collecting, and they have a question, I'm open for any kind of support, advice and mentoring. And I think there is very important, I think this is very important because when I see it, curators, unfortunately, they more feeling that they're more important than artists. Sorry. So for me, being a curator, it's being supporter, being the trampoline for gives the chance to give the power of my knowledge to realize any ideas of artist has. And I think this slide is new buyers, to connect the new buyers, and also very short, briefly, when the Soviet Union grows the artists, United States and Europe grow the collectors. What we witness here now, the education now more concentrate for the artists, and they are not concentrated for the education of collectors, which is little bit unfair, yeah, and unbalanced. Yes, so it's a main, yes, it's need to be to choose a middle way and to use this middle way to educate collectors more. And of course we're talking about from the perspective of the lore knowledge, we're in the kingdom and all rules is under the kingdom, let's say Qatar authority, Qatar Museum Authority. They know who they gonna buy for the museum. Only one museum, as we mentioned before, Sheikh Faisal Museum, they have it has own rules, but mostly all the museums under the royal family. So no chance. It should be like I said, the middle way, yeah. And environment, as we talk about together, it's a surrounding, there's this community, this is a groups of artists, musicians, this is a movie director. So it should be the life between not only local artists, this is international community. We have to be inspired, we have to mentoring each other, we have to have the ideas from each other, and it should be not like we have, for example, lessons or like tutorials 2 times a week, and it's open for public, it's open. So if you want, you can join. And this is like my suggestion. It will be great to have this kind of community. Art dealers and galleries, it's more for the Anas, of course, he knows very well this field. And fairs, as I mentioned. Yeah, is it? Yeah. No, it's okay. I start to be faster, and I think I told a lot. And if you have any questions, maybe it will be easier to have questions after the panel. Yeah. But why? Yeah, sorry. Why it's happened? Because there is no link between artists and the curators at all. So no community. This community not completed. There is separate puzzles, but they are not coming for one picture. As we spoke for the system, the landscape, the landscape of the system. The main thing, there is a clients and there is a budget for the purpose of the buying art. So for example, with the Deloitte Touche, they have every year they have some kind of oh my god, how it's called, so respond how much money was spent for the art. And for example, the country or the company have the budget for spending for the art, and we can witness, we can understand how much we curators can bring the art or can create art locally or anyhow, and we have this budget to spend directly for the art. And it doesn't matter from where, it's a private collectors, it's a government programs, it's a special investment from the international hotels or somehow. So we know we have this budget, and this budget spends from the years to the art. Unfortunately, we don't have this opportunity to understand how much money we can approach for the art. This is the main thing. So to understand how we can work, we have to know all the, like, this is a formula. You know what we have, what, like a budget. We want what we need for this budget, and we know what we have to bring for this budget. So we missed one part, the budget. Yes, of course, because if we bring the artist, I was exhibited in Biennale. I was exhibited every year for five exhibition in Art Basel, Miami, and NADA, and I exhibited, and I know what the field is. And all my friends, curators and artists, they asking me, Nadia, what's the field of art in Qatar? And I have to be clear to understand what the budget the Qatar spend for the art. So I can't bring the artist, even if I know that my clients will be. Katara has their short magazine, small magazine. Katara has the magazine, but it's not coming often, and the PR, it's very limited, so they are not spreading into the public, and it's you miss the event because you don't have the opportunity to see it. But anyway, but Mahmoud and Anas, of course Dana, who is in Doha very soon, recently, we already received the confirmation from Katara for the upcoming event, the solo exhibition of Nadiia Chernovil, of course. And it's going, yes, please welcome, yeah, we would like to meet you there. Talking about Katara. Thank you very much, Dana. It was very interesting. Yeah, it was very interesting conversation, and actually, it's a great initiative to make this kind of conversation. It's very important in the international field and for the local field, and for us also, for curators who's working on the field. Yeah. Actually, this is a part of my research. I'm absolutely sure that I'm not choosing and the main goals in our life choosing us. If we're enough to, enough brave, enough strong to do something. And actually my way to come to the to Qatar, it wasn't my choice. I was chosen, let's say. I came here by the purpose of meeting my friends, and before 2 days I had already the ticket to move to India, and before 2 days I've met one locals, and they proposed us because we had experience with their art, with the interior design, with all of this kind of thing, which was really relevant for this period. For them, they proposed to us to support and to help them with their project. And that's why we stayed here. We make this decision to stay here in Qatar. And it was a very right decision, as I can say, after 8 years. So we did a lot, we learned a lot. Our practice was very grow, and the project which was born here, it was spreading around the world. And we've been in the Biennale with this project, we've been in London Saatchi Gallery, and actually this is something which is reflected to me. So now I want to tell that I'm part of the Middle Eastern person, even if my blood doesn't have this kind of cells. So I understand the rules, I understand the family traditions, I like this smell, I like the Middle East and Qatar traditions. I know it a lot. And the families which we are working with, they are really open for the art, and the exhibition which is coming is something hiding, which we're working for the 2 years with the family of Sheikh Saud Foundation. And I think Mahmoud, he mentioned the brother of Sheikh Saud, Sheikh Hassan. This is a very famous family. There is a very famous collectors and art connoisseurs in our generation, let's say. Yeah, it's our contemporaries who is equal, as my opinion. They're equal to Medici, because they support artists, they support art, they doing something which is visible not only for this part of land, it's visible for the internationally. This is people who understand their mission, and they write the history of art, and they link the art from this land to the other. So they're real art lovers, let's say. May little bit add for the Anna's respond? Is it okay? Is it okay if I a little bit add for the Anna's response? This is the main thing actually with the Omar mentioned, because for example for Anas, their policy for the gallery working only with the Qatari artists, as I'm not Qatari, Arab artists, as I'm clear, yeah, Anas, you are not working with an international artist. So yes, so Arab artists, yeah, Arabs. So in my experience, when we are working in Katara, and when I'm working with my project in IQ Targets Art internationally, also I had in my collection 80 artists from all over the world, and about 25 from them they are Qataris. And yes, there is some let's say gaps between how they applied, but actually we don't have any problems to work internationally. It's just the space issue. If we have the great space for the exhibition and the space is supported, the curator, the main fact to create the exhibition, it's idea behind. So the support we're gonna have from the institution. If we have support from Katara, Everything can be clear. We can make the exhibition even 2-3 times exhibition. So the idea is to have the great idea, and you open as a curator to create the idea, to make call for artists, to collect the artworks, to bring, to install. Support from Katara, it's for 100%. And by the one thing, you have to be sure that they will mention you as a curator, like in Qatar. But we have the other options. We're talking about the galleries, but the other options, it's always win-win collaboration. The purposes for the hotels which were gonna be visible, and their ideas and their policy open for the curatorial ideas, open for the public loyalty, open for the creativity. So we can find the places is here, and also the library. I just remind the library, Qatar Library, we did their shows. It was a art muse event, which I also created from the 2000, I think, 5. We first started in Katara, but now we connected Qatar with muse and art at the same time. So Qatar Library also has a great space for the making exhibition, and if you bring the good idea for them, even if you are international curator and you can bring the international community together with the Qataris, of course there is a rule. You have to one not mentioned rule. So you have to link two or more than 2 countries together to make the interest, to raise the interest for art. So everything is possible. If you have the idea, just go ahead. I have any questions. Dana, is it record will be available somewhere so we can have this record? I mean, okay, thank you. It's great. It's great. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Be creative.